Welcome. I am Eric with Muathe.com, and it is pre-market here for February 10th, 2022. This is how markets are trading in the pre-market. You can see Nasdaq is called to open low about give or take 170 points down, and they've just been a reversal also on the cryptos here in the last, let's call it 10 minutes or so. They were positive. Bitcoin was positive but has since turned negative, and I'll explain to you what I see from the charts from a short-term perspective. Bitcoin currently trading at 43980, Ethereum currently trading at 3159. Now, before today's action, market's been moving higher, so let's take a look here, and we can see, let's begin with Bitcoin. I was going to begin with the S&P 500, but it's all good. So we've had a decent recovery here for the cryptos and the market at large coming into the last couple of weeks. Now, keep in mind, we can see that support, as I've been talking about, on the weekly, and now that monthly charts turned positive, the market moving higher makes sense. But this is going to be taking a look at the daily and the 4 hourlies, just for a little bit of a short-term understanding of where things are settling at the moment. Keep in mind, I had some breakout alerts yesterday, but I held off from those alerts because if you take a look at the charts that I furnish through the website, Muathe.com, you'll see that as of yesterday, there seemed to be the market had come to an area of short-term resistance. Even prior to today, again, yesterday, there was a little bit of a feeling that the charts were suggesting a pullback in the market. Now, this is Bitcoin daily. If you take a look at where we broke down daily, which is here, sometime late October 2021. So we're going to use that line, and it's going to be relevant in the here and now. So you can see that line there based on my uniformity concept. We've gone above the line and back below it. This is Bitcoin's all-time highs at about 59,000. And here we can see that it's come back to this area and is showing resistance on the daily, which makes us now anticipate that there's a setup where the market looks to want to pull back. Now, how much of a pullback we're going to get, we don't know. This is something that is going to play out moment to moment. Are we going to come back and test the lows? I don't know. And the charts are not telling us. What we can see right now is a pullback situation. Now, keep in mind that RSI so happens to be around that RSI 61.8 level on the daily for BTC. So it makes sense for a pullback to or a resistance to take place around this area. Quick look at the 4 hourly. I would say in the 4 hourly, there is a line here that it could find support, and it's trading exactly at that level on the 4 hourly. This line essentially being where we break out for a short-term move, which is this entry here. Essentially, the sentiment is being tested here. So if we hold, then this pullback that is taking place right now is going to be, reduced in its magnitude. But if we end up breaking this line here, we might see a bigger drop as far as the cryptos are concerned. Now, keep in mind also, we see that one of the MACDs could potentially also move below zero or could find support. Now, I want to show you the S&P 500 futures, and on the daily, and this is the key for this video, on the daily, you see this line here, which corresponds to a recent resistance and break point, this sentiment break here off the highs there. We tagged it again off the highs there, and we've tagged it again here. And I'm pretty confident that there is a huge section of the trading world that was watching this short-term breakout here. That breakout also seems to be in question. But the reason for this video is to sensitize you to the fact that we could be dropping below RSI 50 on the daily. If we drop below 50 on the daily, do expect a relatively big down day in terms of percentage points. I also do need to emphasize that there's a top side resistance line if you take the daily for the S&P 500. So take a look at the S&P 500 from a daily view. Take the top side RSI line, and you can see this is now the challenge. So yes, the market has come off recent lows, but we seem to be at the moment struggling around this RSI 50 area. In other words, the next major up move in the market is going to come if and when we clear this currently what is a resistance line. I hope that makes sense. So this is the reason why I held off from giving breakouts over the last 2 days, because I could see this resistance taking place based on the short-term charts. Again, those charts are available to you as paid clients if you take a look at the link via the charts link on muathe.com client side. And again, for timeliness for today, whether we drop below RSI 50 on the daily is going to determine the magnitude of any drop. If we stay above 50, then this current pullback that we are seeing this last couple minutes, last hour or so, is not going to be as strong to the downside. But if we crack below RSI 50 on the daily for the S&P 500, expect a big down day closing at the lows of the session, being a very high likelihood. By the way, on the 4 hourly, we can see 2 instances where the market has come to this area, tagged it a couple of times. This is the 4 hourly, this is the resistances here, and now we've also tagged it. Also happens to be RSI 69.1 uniform activity rejection, where the red arrows on the RSI are showing up. So these are all instances of RSI 69.1 rejection. So yes, looks like a day set here, or the next couple of days. Potential for a down day of some size is there because of our proximity to that RSI 50 level. And so it is. I'll stop right there so I can be able to send this video potentially before the market open. I am Eric with Muathe.com, and I leave you as I found you, beloveds, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Go forth hence rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator, Adonai.